So I welcome all of you today on behalf of Likhawat in this online multilingual poets meet. Likhawat has invited 5 poets, Sri Tanvi Chakravarti from Kolkata. She writes in English. Chokra Tata Rao from Vishakhapatnam. He writes in Telugu. Papan Padam Kumar from Thiruvananthapuram. He is a Tamil poet. Sunil Jose from Calicut. He writes in Malayalam. And Santosh Alex. He says he is a Hindi poet, but I say he is a poet of Malayalam, he is a poet of Hindi and many other languages. So now I will tell something about Likhawat. Likhawat is a cultural organization based in Delhi, and it mostly works for poetry. So Likhawat is known for poetry in different aspects. Likhawat promotes aspects of poetry. It promotes Hindi poetry as well as uh, poetry of other languages. So as I just said, we have 5 poets from different Indian languages and all have joined us. If you want to know about me, you can see my profile in YouTube along with this video of this program. So I'm not going into that. I would like to speak about Sri Tanvi Chakravarti. She is in Kolkata, writes in English, is an assistant professor in the Department of English, Amity University, Kolkata. She is also the editor of a biannual journal, Litin Fanite, with multiple reputed indexing and archived in 60 international libraries. Sri Tanvi is a bilingual poet, translator, and essayist, published in newspapers, journals, and magazines in India, Bangladesh, and South Africa. Her non-fiction book, The Sleeping Beauty Wakes Up, a feminist interpretation of fairy tales, won the Rising Star Award in Newtown Book Fair 2019. She has been the recipient of the Charuchandra Ghosh Memorial Award for securing the highest marks from Calicut University, Calcutta University. She is a trained painter in oil, acrylic, watercolor, and charcoal. So now I invite Sri Tanvi Chakravarti to present her poems on this platform, Sri Tanvi Chakravarti.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. It was really nice joining this multilingual platform because, as Mithilesh ji was also saying right in the beginning of when we entered, that we are in these tough times, COVID and pandemic and everything. So perhaps this is the online platform where we all can meet for some time and just, go on with some poems. So I'll be very short with the introductory part, but thank you so much for this platform. I will just start with one of my poems, which is the first poem is named. It's the first two poems. They are on dust, the theme of dust. So the first poem is named "The Dusty Lane and the Gulmohar." The dusty lane and the Gulmohar. The April summer evening was like any other day in Kolkata. Across the serrated landscapes of the dust-ridden lanes, yellow taxis, maroon mousse pavements that sifted the grained clock hour through the lens of my mother's eyes. The dust settled in the crematorium just across the blind lane, where the bulbuls babbled and the bobbing bosom of the flower woman convulsed into a mirage. Long stood the Gulmohar tree in an empty city canvas freckled with dust, orange inflorescence radiating a heathen hue, dust on the coolie's wavy forehead, dust from the rotten heels of the dream peddler who caroused about Kolkata in flashlights and Kolkata in vain. As the evening waited with bated breath for the gully child to resume his cricket match, the dust of the city poured into the divine Ganges, scattering, creating heaps and piles of a long lost imprint of feet that remain in the threshold and voices that churn out of Amaratva. So, this is my first poem.
Good.
Okay, so will it be like we read one by one, or will it be like the others will read, or we will just go one by one? Sir, you are not audible.
Midhilesh ji, your mic is.
Ha ha ha.
Ah, hmm.
Mic. So we just go one by one, or one, two?
Let us take the views of friends
Yes, yes.
one by one or in one go, one poet in one go.
I
Santosh.
think it should be one point in one go.
Okay,
Okay,
okay, fine,
okay,
fine, it's fine, fine. Okay.
okay.
So I'll
So,
I will just go with the
so,
second one.
Tanvi, your poem I really liked. It
Thank
it
you,
tells about the life of Kolkata,
thank
not
you,
this as city, overall. Good.
thank you.
So let me go to the intro part, and then uh, I would invite Sunil Jose, a Malayalam poet, and I have a very brief intro of Sunil Jose from Calicut, poet and painter. Like Sri Tanvi, uh, uh, he is also a painter. Has published one poetry collection, invited for state level painting camps organized by Lalit Kala Academy, working as Malayalam professor and HOD, head of department in Devgiri College, Calicut. Sunil Jose, I welcome and request him to present his poem. And he can also speak if he wants to speak something.
First of all, I like to thank for this beautiful occasion. especially in this pandemic time, to be with those who write poetry and those who enjoy it. And I believe that art has a great role in time of calamities to cure the hurting souls and minds of the people. So I like to read one of my poems that is in my own language, Malayalam. It's a very short one. നക്ഷത്രം. നിനക്കായി ഞാനൊരു നക്ഷത്രം കരുതി വച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. എല്ലാ വെളിച്ചവും കെട്ടുപോകുന്ന ചില നേരങ്ങളിൽ പരസ്പരം കാണാനാവാത്ത കൂരിരുട്ടിൽ നമുക്ക് നമ്മളെ നഷ്ടപ്പെടുമ്പോൾ ആ നക്ഷത്ര കണ്ണിൽ നിനക്ക് എന്നെ കാണാം.
It's a nice poem, Sunil ji.
Thank you.
Santosh, can you explain in English?
Sunil ji, do you have the translation of this?
Not about this one, but another poems we have got some English translations too that I will read later.
Okay. So now we should go ahead. And nakshatram, I understand nakshatram.
Nakshatra means star,
Yeah, star. I understand that. Okay. So
I read this poem only because of it's speak about a kind of calamity or darkness. So whenever there are darkness, you just look at the star and you can find me there. That is the
very
meaning of
true.
this poem.
Very true. A great experience. And then I would like to invite Chokra Tata Rao, a Telugu poet. He is in Visakhapatnam, and from Visakhapatnam he has joined this multilingual poets meet. He is a poet and a story writer, technical officer, retired from Central Marine Fisheries Research Institute, Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh State. He has written 800 poems and 65 stories in Telugu language and published in some of the popular Telugu magazines. He has to his credit an anthology of poetry, Manishi, Maya, Mai, Podu Nadu. Chokra Rao will pronounce correctly the name of his collection of poems. He has got 40 literary awards in various poetry and story competitions in Andhra Pradesh, Telangana and Chhattisgarh states like Ranjani Kundru Award, X-Ray Award, Gurram Joshua Award, World Telugu Writers Association Award, etc. So now I request Chokra Tata Rao to present his poem. Welcome.
Sir, your mic is not switched on. Please switch on your mic.
He may not be getting.
He is muted actually.
Unmute करें. Tata Rao ji, unmute. Now we are getting.
Title of the poem, Arugu. ఆ అరుగు నాకు బోధివృక్షం కన్నా గొప్పది. ఎందుకంటే ఆ అరుగు మా అమ్మ కూర్చొనే చోటు. ఆ అరుగు మీదే అమ్మ నాకు జీవిత పాఠాలు నేర్పేది. మనకు ఉన్నంతలో లేని వాళ్లకు సాయం చేయమని అమ్మ నాకు అక్కడే చెప్పింది. ఆ అరుగు మీదే నా బాల్యం మొదలయ్యింది. అక్కడే అమ్మ నాకు పాలిచ్చేది, లాలించేది, గారం చేసేది, అన్నం తినిపించేది, కథలు చెప్పేది, లోకమంటే ఏమిటో తెలిసేటట్టు చేసింది. అల్లరి చేస్తే 2 కొట్టి అదే అరుగు మీద పడుకోబెట్టేది. బయటకు వెళ్ళే పిల్లల కోసం అందరి తల్లులు గుమ్మం దగ్గర నిలబడి ఎదురు చూస్తే అమ్మ అరుగు మీద కూర్చొని నా కోసం ఎదురు చూసేది. అదే అరుగు మీద అక్క, చెల్లి, నేను అమ్మతో కలిసి అష్టాచెమ్మలో ఆడేవాళ్ళం. నేను గెలిచినప్పుడు అమ్మ పొంగిపోయేది, ఓడినప్పుడు కుంగిపోయేది. అది చూసి వాళ్ళు నా వైపు ఈర్ష్యతో చూసేవాళ్ళు. రోజంతా ఇంటి పని చేసి ఖాళీ దొరికినప్పుడు అమ్మ ఆ అరుగు మీదే మౌనంగా కూర్చునేది. శ్రీశ్రీ కవిత్వం, రావిశాస్త్రి కథలు అదే అరుగు మీద చదివాను. కోల్కతా గార్డెన్ రీచ్ రైల్వే ఆసుపత్రిలో నాన్న చనిపోయాడని తెలిసిన రోజున అమ్మ నన్ను దగ్గరకు తీసుకొని, మీ నాన్న ఇక లేడురా అని అదే అరుగు మీద గుండె లవిసేలా ఏడవడం నాకు బాగా గుర్తు. అంత తొందరగా నాన్న ఓ జ్ఞాపకంలా మిగిలిపోతాడని అమ్మ అనుకోలేదు. ఆ రోజు నుంచి మా కోసం అమ్మ అదే అరుగు మీద ప్రణాళికలు వేసింది, మమ్మల్ని ప్రయోజకులను చేసింది. అప్పుడే కాలం నా కంట్లో మన్ను పోస్తుంది అనుకోలేదు. ఆ రోజు ఉదయం 9:15కి అమ్మ నా వైపు జాలిగా చూస్తూ అదే అరుగు మీద నా చేతుల్లో తుదిశ్వాస విడిచింది. అమ్మ చనిపోయిన రోజు నుండి పెద్ద కర్మ వరకు మౌన మునుల నేను అదే అరుగు మీద కూర్చొని అందరినీ చూస్తూ బౌరమనేవాణ్ణి. ఎందరు ఓదార్చినా అమ్మలేని లోటు తీరేది కాదు. ఎంతమంది ఇక్కడ కూర్చున్నా అమ్మలేని ఆ అరుగు శూన్యంగా కనబడేది. అమ్మకి ఇష్టమైన జిలేబీ ఆ అరుగు మీద నా పిల్లలు తింటుంటే అచ్చం అమ్మ తింటున్నట్టే నాకు అనిపించేది. జీవితాలు విశాలమైన కొద్దీ ప్రదేశాలు ఇరుకవుతాయి. ఇప్పుడు అక్కడ అరుగు లేదు. ఆ స్థానంలో డైనింగ్ టేబుల్ వచ్చింది. అక్కడ నేను భోజనం కూర్చున్నప్పుడు అమ్మ నాకు అన్నం తినిపించినట్టుంటుంది. ఇంట్లో నేను సోఫాలో కూర్చున్నట్టుండదు. అమ్మతో కలిసి అరుగు మీద కూర్చున్నట్టుంటుంది. ఇంటికి అరుగు సింహాసనం, నా కంటికి ఆ అరుగు బోధివృక్షం. నౌ ది ఇంగ్లీష్ ట్రాన్స్లేషన్. టైటిల్ ఆఫ్ ది పోయం బేస్మెంట్. ఒరిజినల్ తెలుగు చొక్కర తాతారావు. ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ డాక్టర్ సంతోష్ అలెక్స్. Basement. For me, the basement is important than a Bodhi tree because my mother used to sit on that. From there, she taught me the lessons of life, taught me to help the poor. My childhood began there. I was fed and listened to bedtime stories there. She taught me about the world. When I was naughty, she spanked me and made me sleep there. Mothers are waiting for the children returning from school, but my mother waited for me on the basement. Me, my elder sister, and a younger sister played the game of Ashtachama there. My mother used to be happy when I won and sad when lost. Seeing this, my siblings were jealous with me. After the household chores during free time, she used to sit there silently read the poems of Sri Sri and the stories of Ravi Shastri. My father breathed his last in Calcutta Garden Ridge Hospital. That day, she embraced me and said, "Your father is no more with us." I still remember her crying. Mother never thought that. Mother never thought that my father would soon become a memory. From then, mother planned my future and made us good individuals. I never thought that then time would make me blind. That day, 15 minutes past 9, my mother looked at me smilingly and breathed her last. From then till the last rites, I sat on the basement like a sage and cried looking at others. Many empathized with me, but that did not substitute my mother. Many sat there, but without mother, the basement looked empty. My children sat there and ate jalebi which my mother was fond of, and I felt as if my mother was eating them. Life is life is vast. Somewhere it becomes narrow. The basement is no longer there. The dining table has taken its place. When I sit there and have my food, I feel mother is feeding me. When I sit on the sofa, I feel I am sitting with the mother on the basement. Basement is a throne for the house, but for me, it is a Bodhi tree. Thank you.
Thank you, Chokra Tata Raoji,
Beautiful.
for this basement. So I'm moving ahead, and I would like to invite Pappan Padma Kumar, a Tamil poet living in Thiruvananthapuram. He's a translator also, published poems in well-known literary journals in Tamil. He has to his credit 2 books in Tamil translation, invited for poetry reading in many festivals. He is an ex-military officer currently residing in Thiruvananthapuram. So I welcome and invite Pappan Padma Kumar to present his poem.
Thank you very much. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible.
Very good evening to all. I would like to thank Mithilesh Srivastava and Dr. Santosh Alex for initiating such a wonderful session during these hard days. I would like to read 3 or 4 poems in Tamil and 1 or 2 of its English translations also. The first poem is titled as Poomalai. It depicts the life of COVID warriors during this pandemic and a series of certain senseless acts which happened during the first session of COVID-19 during last year. Moving on to the poem, Poomalai. யுத்தம் முடிவடையவில்லை. போர்க்களத்தில் எதிரிடும் படை வீரர்களுக்கு தேவை உயிராழம் காக்கும் கவசங்களே, முனை கூர்ந்த வாழ்த்தலைகளே, தற்கொலை படையினர் அல்ல எனும் நினைவூட்டுதல்களே. பேரிகை கொட்டியும் ஜோதி தெளித்தும் இருளின் மறைவில் அவர்களை வஞ்சகம் செய்யாதீர். யுத்த காலத்து மலர்கள் இரு தரப்பினருக்கு சொந்தமானது. படை ஜெயித்து வீடு புகுவோர்களுக்கும் தந்திரம் நழுவி பிணமாக மாறியவர்களுக்கும். யுத்தம் முடிவடையவில்லை. பாதி வாழ்க்கையில் விரல் ஊன்றி படைவாள் சுழற்றிடுகையில் பூமழை பொழித்திடாதீர். படைத்தந்திரம் நழுவக்கூடும். This is a Tamil version, and its English translation. Translation is being done by was done by Dr. Santosh Alex. It's titled as Floral Showering. The battle is not over. The battle is not over. Warriors of the battlefield demand armors to save themselves. With sharpened swords, they don't make a suicide squad. Do not beat the drum. Do not wave the torch. Do not ditch them in the dark. Flowers during the war is for two strata of people, the one who wins the war and the one who loses the war. They are fighting hard with their lives. Do not shower flowers and hamper those battling for lives. Thus, the war strategy becomes a failure. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kumar. Now we are moving ahead in this round. We are coming to Hindi, English, Malayalam poet and translator Santosh Alex. Santosh Alex is a Hindi poet, translator and reviewer. Published 42 books in 3 languages. His book अनुवाद प्रक्रिया एवं व्यवहारिकता is a part of syllabus of Puducherry University or Pondicherry University, Sanskrit University, Kaladi and Cochin University. He has won many awards for translation and poetry and has been invited for poetry readings in prestigious festivals including Sahitya Academy Writers Conference. So this is a brief introduction of Santosh Alex because he has a very long parichay. To save time, we have just briefly stated. I welcome Santosh Alex and request him to present his poem. He is also a bridge among us. So I thank him also for this aspect. So now Mr. Santosh Alex.
A warm good evening to all of you. At the outset, I would like to thank Mithilesh sir and all my other colleagues who have agreed for this particular poetry session today. I think such poetry readings gives us a little bit of momentum from the pandemic, and as we all are poets, poetry is what binds us today in these difficult times. So I thank Mithilesh sir for arranging such a multilingual poetry meet on behalf of Likhavat, for which I am also a part of. So I'll read my first poem. It's titled Mitti. गांव से शहर पहुंचने पर मिट्टी बदल जाती है। गांव से शहर पहुंचने पर मिट्टी बदल जाती है। गमलों में सीमित है शहर की मिट्टी, गांव की मिट्टी चिपक जाती है मेरे हाथों एवं पांवों से। मिट्टी को धोने पर भी उसकी सोंधी गंध रह जाती है। मिट्टी सांस है मेरी, ऊर्जा है मेरी, पहचान है मेरी। मिट्टी को धोने पर भी उसकी सोंधी गंध रह जाती है। मिट्टी सांस है मेरी, ऊर्जा है मेरी, पहचान है मेरी। अपने पांव तले की मिट्टी को अरसे से बचाए रखा है मैंने। अपने पांव तले की मिट्टी को अरसे से बचाए रखा है मैंने। मिट्टी की ना कोई जात है ना धर्म, मैं तुम वह वे, जो कोई भी गिरे वह थाम लेती है, जैसे माँ बच्चे को थामती है। मिट्टी की ना कोई जात है ना धर्म, मैं तुम वह वे, जो कोई भी गिरे वह थाम लेती है, जैसे माँ बच्चे को थामती है। थैंक यू।
शुक्रिया संतोष जी।
Lovely poem.
इतनी lovely poem and
Thank you.
lovely presentations. In fact, mm, uh, we have five poems from five poets, and you see, we have Dust from Sri Tanvi Chakravarti, then Nakshatram, Sunil Jose, Orugu, that is Basement from
Very good.
Chokra Argu, Tata Rao, and then Padma Kumar, Life of COVID, in the period of COVID, and the COVID warriors, and then Santosh Alex Mitti, the soil. So now I would suggest that reading out poem one by one, it would be better if we hear one poet at one time, and then we will go in the same serial. So I would request Chakravarti to read out her poems, and in the same sequence we will go ahead.
Okay.
So श्री तन्वी, मैं आपसे कहूंगा कि आप अपनी जो भी कविताएं सुनाना चाहती हैं एक साथ ही सुना दें।
Okay.
ताकि
ठीक
एक एसेंस आए। अभी तो बहुत मिक्स्ड फीलिंग्स आ गई हैं। सो
Okay.
हम सब लोग चाहेंगे, सब लोग जो लिखावट से जुड़े हुए हैं, जो लिखावट को सुनते हैं, वो सब चाहेंगे कि श्री तन्वी चक्रवर्ती की कविताएं एक साथ सुने।
Okay, I will just
आपका
move on with the next ones, one by one.
या
Okay, so the second poem that I have, that poem is called, it's about, nostalgia and the days that are lost. We often don't feel those days anymore. We do not have those. The poem is named The Transistor Radio. This is the name of the second poem, The Transistor Radio. The Mahalaya notes were like never before. Vagrant dwellers tuning on their dusty transistor radios to usher in the radiant goddess Durga. Life celebrated monotony in the slithering temptation of an afternoon siesta. Dust was everywhere, little cobwebs on the brown, half-baked mud walls, on the cornice roses, on the whitewashed cacophony of the memories that mix tea, sugar, milk, and love. Dust on the permed hair and manicured nails of the frothy sun-baked October horizon. One to turn to dust, one to live on rust, velvety red watermelon silk robes brushing past the dusty transistor. As the old age home inmates made a clarion call to the goddess Durga, the day ended with the growling bulldozer. The Mahalaya, the bodies, and the cornice roses mutilated and turned to dust. One to turn to rust, one to live on dust. The transistor remains silent, awake, benumbed, shivering to catch signals again. So this is the second poem.
Nice poem.
Good
Nice
poem.
poem.
Nice.
Thank
Nice
you.
poem.
Thank you
Dust,
everyone. Thank
dust, again
Dust
dust.
Mahalaya transistor radio, and this was basically about
Yeah,
the one of these newspaper articles which had this old age home demolition. So
yeah, yeah,
along with those tunes of Mahalaya and the Devi who is coming, along with that there is the growling bulldozer. The sound of the radio remains, and everything that ultimately turns to dust. So that was basically the background that was for the poem.
yeah. Mm.
Okay, so I will read the third one. The third one is called On a Road Trip to Manali. This is
Uh,
a travel.
Sri Tanvi, just a moment.
Yes,
Uh, Padma Kumar wants to say something.
yes, yes.
Padma Kumar,
I think he muted himself. Yes.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. Sorry. Let her carry on. Let her carry on, sir.
okay,
Oh,
fine,
okay,
fine,
okay.
okay.
So should I just move on?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Okay, okay, fine. Okay, the third poem is called On a Road Trip to Manali. It's a travel poem where the Bias flows incessantly, gurgling amidst the steep mountain ridges. Frothy sunbeams fiddling with the supine rocks lying abruptly, caressed frantically by the carpet of lichens, as the sprawling rhododendrons, embossed with blue, green, and red colors, create a canopy of some unknown character. The mind-boggling game of nature resumes again. Sipping the last drop of chang clinging onto my parched lips stained with the leftover tamarind juice, I look through the butter paper of both cacophony and carnival, of claustrophobia and carcasses, of clowns and chandeliers, as the bias boils into a sad deformity, where thoughts flutter around the window sill, eroded along the fine lines of the busiest bazaars of Kulu. The daylight wanes into the orange-tinged southern skies as the blue-throated flycatcher sings some melancholy tune that brings tears to the jungle man's eyes. The scattered village markets selling local delicacies and multicolored ribbons to tourists looking resplendent amidst the silver knickknacks displayed on polythene surfaces, the clanking of the silver jewelry dangling upon the Kulu women's taut breasts, the tourists lurking at them with thirst and compassion make way for a constant undying litany. As the half-naked boy near the Dehati tea stall whistles and mumbles some incoherent songs to lure his lady love, as the light wanes more, the road to Manali becomes serpentine, pregnant with an uncanny silence. Tottering along the tipsy turrets of the dream, the light becomes a speck and it faints across the mountain silhouette as the Dehati boy brushes aside the last strand of hair falling on his silent lips, saw whistle heading toward the land of Amaratwa. Thank you.
एक और पढ़ें कविता.
Okay, so I think one more.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is about the unfinished story continues. The poem is named The Unfinished Story Continues. It is the story never told, or as some say, it is a tale told twice. When you overlooked my senses and pierced me with your eyes, kept me immured in the dark dungeon of what you classified as wife. The surreptitious evenings when I played the humble infidel, moaning, groaning, and smiling in my pains, extinguishing the fire in my eyes with rolling tears that buckled onto the memories which were lost to be relieved. Slowly, steadily, with guilt-ridden bones, blood, spleen, and cartilages, I tried to recover from the days of your love. Windows split wide open, breezes splitting on the finer tentacles of my brain, a body ready to be devoured, loved, hated, and held up to cosmic glory. I could hear the mango orchards brush past me, the autumn current of the dry river beneath my jeweled body disappear into eternity. The winter snow making my eyelids pallid and decorating my heart with its dewdrop scent and the smell of burnt elaichi tea. The orange neon light across the last bend of the blind alley flickered dismally. You are about to come, but I still pondered. It was my 5th year in the asylum, the seat of my comfort, the doom of my destiny, the pulse beat that I never missed. I recollect the unfinished story, a tale of the magnet called love, an anecdote on how the river went beneath the jeweled crown, the hands, legs, bare thighs, and around the serpentine knee. Thank you.
Nice poem.
Nice poem.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sri Tanvi Chakravarti. Beautiful poems, nice poems, deep detailing of life. I really, we enjoyed it. So now I move to Sunil Jose. I request Sunil Jose to present his poems.
Yes, I'm reading one of my poems. Its name Istanbulile Poochagal. I can read the translation also soon after the Malayalam rendering. ഇസ്താംബൂളിലെ പൂച്ചകൾ. ഇസ്താംബൂളിൽ നിറയെ പൂച്ചകളാണത്രേ. നഗരത്തിൽ, വീടുകളിൽ, ഊടുവഴികളിൽ, റെസ്റ്റോറന്റുകളിൽ, കടകളിൽ, ബീച്ചിൽ, അമ്പരചുംബികളിൽ. കപ്പലുകളിൽ വന്നിറങ്ങിയ പൂർവികർ, വിവിധ നാടുകളിൽ നിന്നെത്തിയവർ, അടുത്തടുത്ത കെട്ടിടങ്ങളുടെ മട്ടുപ്പാവിലിരുന്ന് പരസ്പരം നോക്കി പതിയെ വാലാട്ടുന്നവ, എല്ലാം മറന്നുറങ്ങുന്നവ, സ്വപ്നം കണ്ട് ഉണരുന്നവ, ആരെയും വകവയ്ക്കാത്തവ, വേഗം ഇണങ്ങുന്നവ, അങ്ങാടിക്കുരുവികളെ ആട്ടി ഓടിക്കുന്നവ, അപകടം മണത്ത് വഴുതി മാറുന്നവ. ഇസ്താംബൂളിൽ നിറയെ പൂച്ചകളാണ്. നായ്ക്കളെക്കാൾ പൂച്ചകൾക്ക് ദൈവത്തെക്കുറിച്ച് അറിയാമത്രേ. നായ്ക്കൾ കരുതുന്നത് മനുഷ്യർ ദൈവങ്ങളാണെന്നാണ്. എന്നാൽ പൂച്ചകൾ അങ്ങനെയല്ല. മനുഷ്യർ ഇടനിലക്കാരാണെന്ന് പൂച്ചകൾക്കറിയാം. അവർ നന്ദിയില്ലാത്തവരല്ല, അവർക്ക് കൂടുതൽ അറിയാം. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് സിമിത്തേരികളിൽ പരേതാത്മാക്കളോട് മിണ്ടിയും പറഞ്ഞും അവ കൂട്ടിരിക്കുന്നത് വെറുതെയല്ല. ഒന്നല്ല 9 ജന്മങ്ങളുണ്ടത്രേ അവയ്ക്ക്. 4 കാലിൽ നിവർന്നു വീഴുന്ന 9 ജന്മങ്ങൾ. പൂച്ചകളില്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇസ്താംബൂൾ വല്ലാതെ ശൂന്യമാവും. കാലിൽ തൊട്ടുരുമി മുകളിലേക്ക് നോക്കി മ്യാവൂ എന്ന് കരയുന്നത് വെറും ഒരു ജീവിയല്ല, ജീവിതമാണ്. Now I'm going to read its English translation done by Dr. Betsy Paul. The cats of Istanbul. It is said that Istanbul is full of cats. In the city, in the houses, in the alleys, in restaurants, in shops, in the beach, inside racing skyscrapers. The ancestors came down in ships from different lands. Cats which slowly wag their tails, looking at each other from terraces of closely stacked constructions. Cats who in utter oblivion sleep, and those who dreaming awake, and those who hardly bother somebody's dictums, and those who make quick friends, those that wards off stray sparrows, and those who can ease out from anywhere smelling danger. It is said that cats know more than dogs of God. For dogs think men are gods, but not so for cats. Cats know men are intermediaries. They are not ungrateful. They just know more. That is why. It is not for nothing that they chit chat, keeping company in cemeteries with the souls of the dead. They have it said not one but 9 lives. 9 lives, each into which they fall straight on the 4 legs. If there are no cats, Istanbul will turn too empty. What brushes against the legs and looks up crying meow is not just a being but a life.
Nice poem.
Nice poem.
Nice poem.
Thank you.
You can read one more.
Okay, thank you. I read another poem. That's first I read in Malayalam and then I shall read the translations too. കള്ളൻ കയറിയ വീട്. വീട് ഇനി പഴയ വീടല്ല, കള്ളൻ കയറിയ വീടാണ്. അടുക്കള വാതിൽ തുറന്നു കിടന്നത് കണ്ട് അമ്മയാണ് സംശയിച്ചത്. അച്ഛനാണ് അയൽക്കാരെ വിളിച്ചത്. അനുജനാണ് പോലീസായത്. അമ്മുവാണ് അലമറയിട്ടത്. മലയാളിയോ ബംഗാളിയോ അകത്തോ പുറത്തോ അറിയില്ല. നാട്ടുകാരും കൂട്ടുകാരും പോലീസും വന്നു. വന്നവരെല്ലാം കയറിയ വീടാണ്. എന്നിട്ടും വീടിപ്പോഴും ആ പഴയ വീടല്ല, കള്ളൻ കയറിയ വീടാണ്. House. This house is now no more that old house, but the house into which a thief had got in. Mother was the first to suspect, seeing the open door. Father was the one to call the neighbors. It was younger brother who informed the police, and Ammu was the one who screamed. Is he a Malayali or is he a Bengali? Is he inside or is he outside? Nothing is known. Neighbors, friends, police, all had come, and all who came into the house. Yet this house is now no more that old house, but the house into which a thief had got in. Translated by Dr. Betsy Paul. Thank you very much.
Nice one. Good one.
Nice one. Thank you.
Good.
So now we should invite Padma Kumar to read out his poems.
Thank you. My next poem is titled as Nedunchaalai. This poem can be read as an annexure to the previously read poem. It speaks about the migrant laborers who were compelled to flee from their workplaces to their hometown during the lockdown.
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
लगता है कि सिग्नल कट गया सर.
तो आगे बढ़ें.
एक
அழுதழுது தூங்கும் குழந்தையின். Am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, now.
Okay. I'll read it from the beginning. நெடுஞ்சாலை. தேய்ந்துவிட்ட செருப்பின் கூர்மையில் கிழிந்து காயப்பட்டு தோல் பிரிந்த கால்களில் வெப்பத்தினால் எரிந்தும் வெடித்தும் நெஞ்செலும்பினிடையே உறுத்திய பசியினை அடக்க சிரமம் செய்து சோர்ந்து அழுதழுது தூங்கும் குழந்தையின் கண்களால் கலங்கி புகையுண்டு தண்டவாளத்தில் சிக்கிய 16 போஜனம் செய்து லாரியால் அடிப்பட்ட திராட்சை நீரினை ஊற்றி இப்பெரும் வறட்சியை சுருக்கமாக்கி பொட்டலம் கட்டியும் நுகமாக இழுத்தும் தோளேற்றிச் சோர்ந்தும் விழுந்தவனின் சுடலை சாம்பலினால் சிரம் குளிர்த்தும் முகமூடி கலைக்காமல் மல்லாந்து கிடக்கும் கருப்பு பெண், சூலகங்களையும் கருப்பையையும் துறந்தவள். The English translation is titled as Highway. His legs have blisters and injured by the blade of worn-out sandals. With a hungry child and flat stomach, he moves on. 16 of them are mowed down by the train, his counterparts mowed down by the trucks. With their bundle of woes intact in their jola, they move on in the scorching sun. The black woman lies with her face half masked, with desolated ovaries and uterus. Thank you. Shall I read?
Love the
one more
poem.
Yeah. The last poem is titled as Marangal. This is a poem penned with a feminist perspective. It depicts the life of a woman compared to the life of trees. Unfortunately, I don't have its English translation. மரங்கள் நடைவழி முழுவதும் மௌனத்தின் விதை பாகினோம், முளைத்து வந்தவை அனைத்தும் பெண் குழந்தைகள். காலடியில் சிதைந்து அழுகியன சில குழந்தைகள், பந்தயத்தில் பணயம் செய்த பண்டங்களாய் மாறினர் பலர். முதிர்ந்ததா எனும் ஆவலில் பிழுது பார்த்து மீண்டும் குழி தோண்டி புதைத்து வேரற்று போன மேலும் ஓர் கூட்டம். அழகுபடுத்திட கத்திரிக்கோல் தின்ற செடி கிளைகள் தளிரிடாமல் வானம் நோக்கி சென்ற சில ஒற்றை தடிகள். பூவிடும் முன் உத்திரத்தில் ஊயலாடின மீதமுள்ளவைகள், முந்தானை முடிச்சுக்கள். தேங்க்யூ.
Good one, Papan. Good poem.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we should move to Santosh Alex.
Sir, Chokara Tata Rao, let him read.
Okay.
After that,
Tata
I'll
Rao.
read.
Okay. Chokra Tata Rao ji. So now I request Mr. Tata Rao to present his poems here. ताता राव जी, वो तो अभी नहीं है संतोष जी.
वो एक्चुअली वो ज्वाइन करके फिर मेरे ख्याल से कट गया सर. 1 मिनट वेट करते हैं, वो ज्वाइन हो जाएंगे.
ओके.
शायद सिग्नल का प्रॉब्लम है लग रहा है, वो बीच में आ रहे हैं फिर निकल रहा है.
तो
Hello. Can I read?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I start?
Yes, please start.
Okay. Thank you.
Your video is not visible, Tata Rao ji.
Something is there.
Okay,
Okay.
you read. Don't worry. You read.
Okay.
Now it's come. Yes. Please read.
My second poem, Ragala Tota, The Garden of Raga. రాగాల తోట, నిదురించే నాదాన్ని తట్టిలిపావు, నాదానికి సహనాయితో నడక నేర్పావు, సన్నని గుండె పొరల మీద సంప్రదాయపు భావధారను సరిగమలై పలికించావు, ఎక్కడో పారేసుకున్న జ్ఞాపక పందిరిని తలముందుంచావు, రాత్రి వచ్చిన అతిథిలా మా జీవితంలోకి ప్రవేశించి ఏదో తెలియని భావన రేకెత్తించావు, బాధను రగిలించావు, రాగాల పల్లకి వచ్చి సంగీత సామ్రాజ్యంలో మమ్మల్ని ఓలలాడించావు, ఆర్తితో పలకరిస్తావు,
संतोष जी अगेन वो
हाँ,
हैं
लगता है उनका
पंजाबी।
सिग्नल फिर से कट गया है सर।
हाँ, तो उनको हम लोग थोड़ा टाइम देते हैं। अब मैं आपसे अनुरोध करता हूँ, आई रिक्वेस्ट यू
ठीक ठीक।
to read out your poems, and if he comes in, we will
ओके, मैं पढ़ूं सर?
हाँ, आप पढ़ें।
ठीक। कविता का शीर्षक है बौना। बालकनी में बैठकर चाय की चुस्की लेते वक्त अचानक नजर पड़ी बोंजाई पर। बालकनी में बैठकर चाय की चुस्की लेते वक्त अचानक नजर पड़ी बोंजाई पर। यूं तो यह आकार में है बौना, मगर है आकर्षक जरूर। 10वीं मंजिल से सामने के घर दिखते हैं बौने। हमारे फ्लैट का चौकीदार है बौना। बौने हैं उसकी पत्नी, बच्चे व इच्छाएं। 10वीं मंजिल से सामने के घर दिखते हैं बौने। हमारे फ्लैट का चौकीदार है बौना। बौने हैं उसकी पत्नी, बच्चे व इच्छाएं। वामन को वरदान दे, महाबली भी हो गया बौना। वामन को वरदान दे, महाबली भी हो गया बौना। बौना है कमरे की चार दीवारी में कैद, झूठी शान में जीता आदमी, वह आदमी नहीं बोंजाई हो चुका है। बौना है कमरे की चार दीवारी में कैद, झूठी शान में जीता आदमी, वह आदमी नहीं बोंजाई हो चुका है।
बहुत अच्छा।
मैं जो अगली कविता पढ़ रहा हूं वो मेरी सद्य प्रकाशित लंबी कविता मेरे पिता, उसके 2 खंड, जो अंतिम 2 खंड है उसको पढ़ना चाहूंगा। बरामदे में बैठने की एक जगह होती थी उनको, दैनिक पढ़ते थे बैठ वहां। कभी इशारा करते मुझे चश्मा लाने, कभी माँ को चाय लाने। एक दिन की बात है, वे गुसलखाने में गिर पड़े। कई दिनों के बाद उनके साथ बैठा काफी देर, घुटनों को सहलाया, बाहों को भी। मैंने पिताजी को कभी इस अवस्था में देखा नहीं। जिन हाथों ने मुझे उठाया पहली बार, थपथपाई पीठ मेरी, हाथों से हाथ मिलाया, दिया आशीर्वाद, वही आज प्रार्थना की मुद्रा में थे। मैं थोड़ी देर के लिए उनके साथ बैठा रहा। माँ रसोई से दौड़कर आई। कोई बात नहीं, संभाल लूंगा कह माँ को भेज दिया। आंखें नम थी उनकी, बूंद टपकी मेरे आंखों से। होंठ हिले उनके, शब्द प्रार्थना के निकले मेरी जुबान से। दूसरे दिन शाम को मिलने के लिए कहा मुझसे। डायरी खरीद कर लौटा देर से। कमरे में सो रहे थे वे, डायरी तकिए के पास रखकर चला आया। सांसें फूल गई उनकी। आईसीयू के शीशे में देखा उनको, सो रहे थे एक तरफ मुड़कर। आखिर क्या बात थी जो वे मुझसे कहना चाहते थे? सो रहे हैं वे अब भी, बिस्तर से लगे कार्डियक मॉनिटर्स में दर्ज रीडिंग उठती और गिरती है। आईसीयू के बाहर बेंच पर बैठी माँ और बहन की आंखें नम हैं। इशारा किया बहन को माँ को संभालने। आखिर क्या बात थी वो मुझसे कहना चाहते थे? नर्स ने आवाज दी, मरीज को नाश्ता दो। मैं अंदर गया और आहिस्ता से उन्हें उठाया। कहा मुझसे, बेटा मुझे घर जाना है, 2 दिन के बाद चलेंगे। मैंने कहा। बच्चों सा हट किया कि नाश्ता नहीं करेंगे। चाय में भिगोकर 2 डबल रोटी खिलाई, तीसरे के लिए मना किया। थोड़ा सा पानी पीकर लेट गए, फिर उठे नहीं कभी। आज भी बरामदे में बैठने पर अनजाने में उठ जाता हूँ चश्मा लाने। चाय का प्याला लिए खड़ी माँ नजर आती है। पिता मेरे, आखिर क्या बात थी जो आप मुझसे कहना चाहते थे? अंतिम खंड है छोटा सा। पिता हमें छोड़ हफ्ता भर हो गए, मित्र रिश्तेदार चले गए, हम चारों ही रह गए घर में। माँ के आग्रह पर साहस कर पिता का सूटकेस खोला। मेरे किताबों की कॉपियां, पुरस्कारों की कर्तनियां, मेरा फोटो बचपन का पाया उसमें। हर पिता की तरह व्याकुल होते, मुस्कुराते, खांसते, कभी चुटकुला सुनाते थे वे। दुख इस बात का नहीं कि पिता अब नहीं रहे, दुख दुख इस बात का है कि जीते जी वे अपने लिए नहीं जिए। तनाव में, आह्लाद में परिवार को जोड़े रखा, हमें अच्छी तालीम दी, एहसास ना होने दिया हमें स्थिति परिवार की। वे आधा सोए, आधा जागे और हम बड़े हुए। वे आधा सोए, आधा जागे और हम बड़े हुए। खुशी इस बात की है कि परिवार के सदस्यों की यादों में, सांसों में जीते हैं वह आज भी। खुशी इस बात की है कि परिवार के सदस्यों की यादों में, सांसों में जीते हैं वह आज भी। धन्यवाद।
Nice
धन्यवाद।
poem. Very nice.
Nice poem.
Very nice.
थैंक यू, थैंक यू।
So now, can we request Chokra Tatarao?
Oh,
हाँ,
can you hear my voice?
yeah, you are audible, very clear voice,
Voice is clear,
Yes, you are audible.
audible,
audible.
yeah.
Okay, thank you. రాగాల తోట ఎదిరించే నాదాన్ని తట్టిలేపావు, నాదానికి సహనాయితో నడకనేపావు, సన్నని గుండె పొరల మీద సంప్రదాయపు భావధారను సరిగమలై పలికించావు, ఎక్కడో పారేసుకున్న జ్ఞాపకాల పందిరిని మా కళ్ళ ముందు ఉంచావు, రాత్రి వచ్చిన అతిథిలా మా జీవితంలోకి ప్రవేశించి ఏదో తెలియని భావన రేకెత్తించావు, బాధను తగిలించావు, రాళ్ళ పల్లకలో చల్లగాలిలా వచ్చి సంగీత సామ్రాజ్యంలో మమ్మల్ని ఓలలాడించావు, ఆర్తితో పలకరిస్తావు, ఆర్ద్రత మాలో కురిపిస్తావు, రాగానికి నగిషీలు చెక్కి షెహనాయికి కీర్తి కిరీటాన్ని పెట్టావు, బాగా పొద్దుపోయాక ఆరుబయట పడక కుర్చీలో చేదదీరి నీ షెహనాయి రాగం వింటున్నప్పుడు మనసులో మరో బిస్మిల్లా ఖాన్ ఉన్న సంగతి మర్చిపోయాను. దానికన్నా వేగంగా నీ రాగం మా మనసుల నిండా కమ్మేసింది. ఎన్ని కమ్మని సాయంత్రాలు నీ షెహనాయి రాగం విని గంగానది పులకిపోయిందో, ఇప్పటికే గంగానది ఒడిన నీ అడుగుల సవ్వడి వినిపిస్తూనే ఉంది. ఆ పాదముద్రల మీద ఏవో కొత్త రాగాలు మొలకెత్తినట్టుంటుంది. గానానికి మాధుర్యం ఉంటుందనుకున్నాం కానీ షెహనాయికింత మహిమ ఉందనుకోలేదు. ఆ మహిమ నీ వల్లే వచ్చింది, నీతోనే పోయింది. ఇప్పుడు షెహనాయి మోగబోయింది, అయినా నీ నీడుంది.
लगता है सर फिर से उनका कनेक्शन कट गया है। आ गए वो।
हम्म। Tatarao
Hello?
ji,
Hello,
yeah,
hello.
please
Can you
continue.
hear? Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear my voice?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can hear you. Yes.
Okay. English translation. Original poem, Chokra Tatarao. Translator, English translation, Dr. Santosh Alex. The Garden of Raga. You woke the sleeping musical note with the hand. You taught the note to walk.
आप वीडियो बंद कर लीजिए.
Hello? Is it clear?
वीडियो आप बंद कर लीजिए.
Okay.
संतोष जी बताएं उनको.
Voice is clear?
Yeah,
no.
voice is clear.
Okay. Chedagande Meru. Okay.
You chose the traditional music. You echoed the traditional music. You brought the bundle of thoughts before.
संतोष जी उन्हें बताइए कि वीडियो बंद कर दें.
తాతారావు గారు వినిపిస్తుందా మీకు నేను చెప్పేది? తాతారావు గారు, హలో. उनका लाइन फिर से
I
कट
think
हो
he
रहा
lost his connection. Yeah.
है। यस यस
Yeah.
यस।
So, should we go ahead with the end, or we should wait?
तो 2 मिनट वेट करते हैं सर, वो
Okay,
वो
okay.
जो इंग्लिश ट्रांसलेशन है कंप्लीट करके फिर आप वाइंड अप कर सकते हैं।
हाँ, right.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Can I
Please
start?
continue.
Okay.
Please continue.
Okay. You woke the sleeping musical note. With the help of Shehnai, we taught the note to walk. We echoed the traditional music. You brought the pandal of thoughts before our eyes. Like the guest at night, we entered our life and played the music, and we forgot of pain. You came in the Talang Raga and made us happy in the musical kingdom. You said hello and made us emotional. You made paintings of Raga and crowned the Shehnai. In the evening, I sat on an armchair and listened to your Shehnai. I forgot the Bismillah Khan within me. Your raga touched my heart faster than the wind. Many evenings the Ganges was exalted. Here, hearing your Shehnai. Even today, I can hear your footsteps on the banks of the Ganges. Perhaps new raga comes out from your footsteps. I learned the sweetness in your song, but not the greatness, Shehnai. This happened because of you and ended with you. Now the Shehnai is silent, yet your shadow is still there. We have your song. We will walk in its shadow. We will enjoy the song. We will roam in the garden of your raga, and we will continue to make friendship with your Shehnai. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Nice poem.
Thank you,
Good.
Tata Raoji. So,
Thank you.
3 things I would like to say. We had a very pleasant evening today with many nice poems, starting from Sri Tanvi Chakravarti, Dust, Transistor Radio, and a road trip to Manali. Sunil Jose. I liked Istanbul में दिल्ली. Good poem. Nakshatram is also House, then Chokra Tata Rao, Garden of Raga, Basement. Basement has a meaning in our life. And then we had Padma Kumar, his poems related to life during COVID, and highway dealing with migrant laborers. Laborers on road was a scene we had last year, and we had seen a lot of people migrating from city to villages. cities to villages, and it was a national phenomenon. Many lost their life during the journey. And then Santosh, Alex, मिट्टी बोना और कुछ अंश उनकी लंबी कविता पिता के लिए. So really we enjoyed the evening, and I thank all poets for coming on this platform, sparing their time and joined, and I hope all of us would have enjoyed the evening. This program will, after some time, say half an hour, it will go on Likhawat YouTube, and it will be there along with आप लोगों के परिचय के साथ ये प्रोग्राम वहाँ रहेगा. आप लोग you subscribe to the Likhawat YouTube known as Likhawat Delhi, and I would like to have mobile phones numbers which Santosh ji may send to us. We have a WhatsApp group, Likhawat. So if you agree, we will add you to that group where you can see a variety of things coming daily on this group. So संतोष जी आप इन सबका मोबाइल नंबर भेज दीजिए, एक कनेक्टिविटी बनेगी. एंड लास्ट थिंग टू से, आप लोग जब भी ऑनलाइन होना चाहें इस प्लेटफॉर्म पर, प्लीज कांटेक्ट संतोष जी और या अपने पोएट कलीग पोएट्स, आपके फ्रेंड पोएट्स हों जिनको आप चाहते हैं कि उनकी कविताएं अच्छी हैं और उनको इस प्लेटफॉर्म पर आना चाहिए, तो संतोष जी को जरूर बताएं. तो we shall organize another evening with poets as we have done today. So don't hesitate. So with these words, I thank all of you to be on this platform and recited your poems, and we enjoyed this evening. So I thank you once again.
Hello, Midil ji. Hello.
Ji.
I would like to thank each and every one of poets in this group, beautiful group, and I spent this. I will never forget these beautiful moments of pure joy of poetry in different languages. That is the beauty of our country, and we are one in poetry. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sri Tanvi Chakrabarti. Thank you, Chakora Tata Rao. Thank you, Papan. Thank you, and a special thanks to Dr. Santosh Alex and the moderator, Midilish Srinivas, sir. Thank you very much.